An IEP is a really important plan set in stone for students who require special education services or disabilities. This is just to ensure that whatever extra support, whatever modifications needed to lesson plans, whatever extra minutes they need being pulled for smaller group instruction, they're receiving that at an appropriate level and during an appropriate time. It is important for the special education teacher to meet very frequently with the general education teacher to kind of plan out the students' learning for the unit, for the week, for the day, just to kind of see what's going on in the general education classroom and what they could be focusing on more in the small groups. When they team together, it makes it a lot more successful, not only for the teachers but for the student as well, because the teacher sees that they have the extra hand of support. One of the most crucial things is that no one should be able to tell who's special education and receives the services and who's not. So it is kind of important that as the special education teacher, you're not just meeting with the students that you're pulling, but you're just roaming the room, kind of seeing who needs help and how you can best support that general education teacher with that help. No, you're not taking over her classroom, but you all are more supposed to be working as a cohort to ensure the students are successful. Components of an IEP include the goals. So the student should be able to learn this objective. The student should be able to meet these kind of minutes by this day. And underneath that, every 4.5 weeks, the student does have progress reports. So it's important that those are updated frequently to ensure that parents are in the loop, other people in the building like administration is in the loop, people from the district are in the loop, so they know what's going on with that particular student at all times, and whatever extra hand or support that they can lend you to do so. Of course, in the IEP also is the services, whatever modifications or accommodations they need for lesson plan, whether it be notes, manipulatives, handheld calculators, extra time. All of these would fall under their related services. And it also is really important to know who is on the IEP team, because when you meet with the teacher and the parent and school admin and school psychologist, all of these people are trained professionally to be able to work well with the student and to give you all the support you need, as well as the parent. And even with parent communication, it's important to keep parents updated just as much as you keep the general education teacher updated, because who knows the child better than their parent? So the parent is there to really assist you as needed, whether it be through behaviors, if they notice something that's working well that maybe they're doing at home that you can implement in the classroom, or vice versa. If you're doing something that works well in the classroom, maybe the parent can start implementing it at home, so that way the child is just getting that repetition of what is expected of them. And it just really is important to always keep parents in the loop when it comes to their child, because they would want to know what's going on at all times with their child. They would want to feel like that they're leaving their child in good hands. So just completely not informing them what's going on really isn't appropriate. Before a student even receives an IEP, there has to be some form of a referral process, either someone within the building or a parent who will refer the student, and then the student will test to see if they're deemed eligible for an IEP. If they are deemed eligible for an IEP, what will happen next is the team will come together for an initial meeting, and moving forward from that meeting, they'll meet annually to update the IEP as necessary. The school psychologist, usually a principal or an assistant principal, maybe a school counselor, a general education teacher, a special education teacher, maybe a speech therapist or an occupational therapist, depending on what kind of needs and services the student does have. And even after the initial process, just continuing that communication throughout the student's time at the school is so important, even beyond the school, beyond the classroom, because the parent would want to feel like that you're not just doing it because it's your job, but you're doing it because you actually care and you have a passion to help those who need it.